In this problem, we have 1.0 gram of metal X, and we know that X can form X2 plus ions. Then X was added to the sulfuric acid with 0.100 liter as a volume and, and 0.500 molar as a concentration. And after all the metal had reacted, here give us the information that metal is the limiting reagent here. The metal will be reacted with the sulfuric acid completely, and the remaining acid, that is the sulfuric acid, which is excess reagent, and the remaining part of that required so much sodium hydroxide, which is a strong base for neutralization or titration. Now we need to calculate the molar mass of the metal X and identify the element. So to calculate the molar mass, we know the mass of the X. If we know the molar number of this amount of X, then we can calculate the molar mass. That is, we divide the mass of it by the molar number of X. That gives us the molar mass. So how many mole of X we have in here? So that information embedded in the molar number of sulfuric acid and the molar number of sodium hydroxide. So as showing, the process is at the beginning we have so many sulfuric acid, a lot of them. Then when we add X in it, some of them, okay, let's see, some of them of this sulfuric acid will react with X, become the salt, X sulfate, and hydrogen. So if we see at the beginning, we have A part of sulfuric acid, and the B part of sulfuric acid reacted with X. Then the remaining part, C part of sulfuric acid, I'll put arrow in here, C part of sulfuric acid will react with sodium hydroxide to produce sodium, sulfate, and water. So we know the molar number of sulfuric acid in A. That's the beginning of the whole solution of sulfuric acid. And can we calculate the molar number of sulfuric acid in C that reacted with sodium hydroxide? The answer is yes. That's the acid-base titration. Once we know A, we know C, we can figure out how many more of sulfuric acid in B part that reacted with 1.0 gram of metal X. Okay, now let's start. At the beginning, we have how many more of sulfuric acid? That is, okay, so first let us write down the reactions. So the reaction between X and sulfuric acid, we know X produces X2 plus ions, and metal react with acid, give us salt, and we have hydrogen gas. Okay, this solid, this solution, this aqueous solution. And once this is done, the sulfuric acid, let's remove it, the sulfuric acid react with sodium hydroxide to produce sodium sulfate, and we produce 2 water as liquid. Okay, at the beginning, the detailed process is at the beginning. The molar number for sulfuric acid in A part is 0.100 liter times 0.500 molar, that is mole per liter. give us 5.00 times 10 to the negative 1 mole. Okay, actually it's 10 to the negative 2. Okay. Now, so how many more of sulfuric acid reacted with sodium hydroxide? That is C part. Okay, we can simply treat it as the titrations. And more number of sulfuric acid reacted with sodium hydroxide is 0. More number of sodium hydroxide, that is 0.034 liter times 0.500 molar times for every 2 mole of sodium hydroxide we have 1 mole of sulfuric acid. Okay, this gives us 8.35 times 10 to the negative 3 mole. This mole number is the amount of sulfuric acid titrated by the sodium hydroxide in part C. Now, we need to figure out how many more of sulfuric acid reacted with X. That is actually, we subtract the total mole number of sulfuric acid at the beginning, that is part A. We subtract the amount of sulfuric acid in part C. In part C, that's remaining after reactions. So we subtract subtract the mole number of sulfuric acid in part C from the mole number of sulfuric acid in part A. So here we are. The remaining mole number of sulfuric acid in part B is 5.00 times 10 to the negative 2 mole minus 8.35 times 10 to the negative 3 mole, and give us 4.17 times 10 to the negative 2 mole of sulfuric acid. This amount is the mole number of sulfuric acid reacted with X right here. Now, we have the mole number of sulfuric acid. Do we know the mole number of X? The answer is yes. We can see the mole number of sulfuric acid and the mole number of X reacted is 1-to-1 ratio. Now, we can calculate the mole number of X right here. The mole number of X equal to mole number of sulfuric acid reacted with it. So 1 mole of sulfuric acid corresponding to 1 mole of X. So the mole number of X is 1.7 times 10 to the negative 2 mole of X. With this information, the mole number of X and initial the mass of X, we are ready to calculate the molar mass of X. Molar mass of X is 1.00 gram. The mass of this, divide that by the mole number of X. It gives us 24.0 gram per mole. And with this molar mass, we know X, metal X, is magnesium.